Here I am starting the spacewalk trail at the Cold Springs trailhead. So today we're gonna do this entire spacewalk trail, which is 16 and a half miles. So here we go. We're embarking on the first leg of this trail, which is gonna take us down the Alms House Trail all the way to Three Caves. Should take an hour or two to get to Three Caves. So yeah, heading to Three Caves. Just came across this cool looking spider here. See ya, spider. We made it 1.5 miles into the Bankhead Trail head, and we're headed to Three Caves. So we started here, came down this way, now we're here, and we're heading to Three Caves. It's a nice day. It's not too hot, like 90 degrees, sunny. We made it to the Alms House Trail. Hello, millipede. See ya. Looks like someone made a shelter behind me here. It's only 11:30 a.m., so I don't think I'm gonna need to sleep here for tonight. Let's go check out this historic spring house. Here we go. It's the historic spring house. Cave 1, Cave 2, Cave 3 is behind that rock. Almost 4 miles into the hike. Pretty cool view. Thankfully there's a railing here behind me. There we go. There's 2 out of 3 caves. We can't see the third one from where I am. We completed the Alms House Trail. Now we're on to the Waterline Trail. We're gonna follow this 2-inch pipe that once served as a backup water source. We're gonna follow that pipe up the mountain. I'm gonna see how many miles it is going up. I think it's like 2, but yeah, we'll see. Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Still going up. Caution, difficult trail ahead. Yeah, we just climbed up this basically side of a cliff where the water comes down. And there's more to go. There's the water line. There's a waterfall. Here's some rope to climb up here. That was a fun climb. There's still more to go. Going up, still going up, still going up, still going up. Yeah, we're still going up, still following this water line right here up this mountain, and it keeps going. Well, I reached the end of the pipe. Guess that's where it gets the water from, but the trail keeps going up. Well, I found more water line, so it didn't stop there. It keeps going. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. Woo! We're almost there. Almost to the top. That's the top right there. Well, I made it to the top of that mountain climb. You can see it from here. Figured it was about 2 miles, but actually it was a little less than a mile from the bottom to the top. From 3 caves to the top of the waterline trail. It felt like 2 miles. Continuing on, next stop is gonna be the Burritt Museum. I think we're gonna do the Burritt Museum loop next. Coming up to a trail crossing, which is about 6 miles. It's been about 6 miles on trail. So we're about a third of the way. We're about a third of the way. We're at the South Monte Sano trailhead now. So, yeah. Came from, there. Down here. Came down here. 3 caves. Up the mountain. Now we're down here. We're now completing this Burritt loop, which goes like this. And that's about 1.5 miles. Continuing on, and I got this fancy map. Well, there was an uphill section that I didn't expect, but I made it. We're here on the Burritt Loop Trail. It's a pretty cool area I found. I'll give you a tour. This is what happens when worlds collide. So apparently, that's how this happened. These rock formations on this mountain range. I'm not taking a break. I'm gonna keep going. Woo! We reached a pretty level part here after that steep uphill climb that I wasn't expecting. So I got a nice little break here on this paved section of the trail. And here is a Shagbark tree. Yeah. Shagbark. Hackberry. That's a hackberry. So we're learning about trees and rocks today. There's a few signs that tell us what's going on around us. Here's another one. This one is a stunning tree. Black walnut. This is a black walnut tree right here. So it was kind of fun to take this loop and learn about trees and rocks. I passed a lady that was looking for geodes. Guess she found some. It's been about a mile or two since the burret. I just walked through a spider web. It's been about a mile or two since the burret trail loop, and it's just kind of a flat trail. We're heading towards the natural well, which is a giant hole in the ground. We've arrived at the giant hole in the ground. We'll take a peek very carefully. I'm not gonna hold my phone over there. Not doing it. No way. But yeah, it's a giant hole in the ground. I've been averaging about 2 miles an hour, a little over 2 miles an hour. I haven't really stopped a lot. I ate 2 bananas and some nuts, some macadamia nuts and some raisins. And I have some trail mix waiting for me. The trail goes that way. There's a giant rock wall. Just came down from up there. Going this way. I've come to this crossing that I will cross very carefully using this rope because I don't want to go sliding down there today. I'm in this dried up creek bed. It's kind of cool. I learned from one of those signs earlier on the Burret Loop that North Alabama was once under the ocean. So this is all the ocean floor, basically. Here's a very cool pond I just found with running water. It's very clear. Very clear. Over here you can see where it comes out of the mountain. Comes out from there. Feels good. I'm currently in the middle of another pretty steep uphill climb. Climbing up this mountain. We're climbing up this mountain We're climbing up this mountain and there's a pretty cool dead tree right here. I reached a rest shelter. Not soon enough because that was a hard uphill climb. That was a hard uphill climb. Yeah, that was pretty rough. The trail had switchbacks, but it seemed like it just kept going up and up and up and up. I'm sharing this rest shelter with this spider here. This guy, I think he went in his hole. We made it to the beautiful O'Shaughnessy Point. I'm gonna sit down for a little bit and have some dinner, which is trail mix. Well, we're basically on the home stretch. It's 5 p.m. We're on the Mountain Mist Trail, and just a few miles left. These rock walls look really cool. All those layers. The Mountain Mist Trail. It's a very beautiful trail. It's a very beautiful trail. Very green. You have all these green, whatever this stuff is, growing up along the mountainside there. And you have those really cool looking rock walls. If you look at these layers, it's like you can see into the earth from the side. We're just continuing along the Mountain Mist Trail. Thankfully, I don't have to climb that because the trail goes this way. And there's a cave. And there's a spider. We're on the last stretch of the space trail, spacewalk trail, which it said, the sign said it was 16.5 miles long, but I just killed my AllTrails app, which was tracking miles for me, because my phone is, my phone's battery is getting really low, but it showed I was at 16 miles when I killed it. And I think I have, I don't know, like 2 miles left, something like that. I don't think I took any detours. Maybe I did without realizing it. So we get to go through this cave. It smells like a cave. Sounds like a cave. Looks like a cave. So yeah, there's this trail that takes us through these rocks, and then we're gonna get back on the Mountain Mist Trail, and that trail is gonna pretty much take us home to the finish line, to the point where we started, which was the Cool Springs Trail. Gotta be careful walking through here. Can't see my feet. Feels so good in there. We're gonna connect back to the Mountain Mist Trail pretty soon. After I go through here, I gotta go through this hole. I walked through like 100 spider webs on the mountain mist trail. And it wasn't really fun. But yeah, there were like 100 of those. There were like 100 of those things. We're on the top of Panther Knob in the last stretch here on Monte Sano Mountain. Here on Monte Sano Mountain on the Spacewalk Trail. Here's the trail marking. I was coming down off of Panther Knob and the trail ended at the top of one of these rocks. So I had to climb down and look for the trail markings, and I found them. We've connected back to the Mountain Mist Trail, which will take us to the Cool Springs Trail, which will take us to the trailhead where we started. Took a detour or two through the caves, over the Panther Knob. Almost there. Well, here I am at Cold Springs. The cold springs, which comes out of the mountain right there, which means I made it back to where I started. Back to the point where I started today. Let's listen to the sound of this water. Here I am back where I started today at the Cold Springs trailhead. That's it. I completed the Spacewalk Trail, which it says it's 16 and a half miles, but I think it was more like 19. I don't know. It says 16 and a half. Here I am at the end, at the beginning. See ya.